Yo, it's me, Doncho. Welcome back to the Hideout, you guys. I'm so glad you guys can make it. And as you know, we talk about Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 139. Akutami is getting right to the action, you guys. There's no holding up. And this was probably the fastest 19 pages I've read in a long time. Like, it was 19 pages and it felt like 10. Not even 10, it felt like 5, really, to be completely honest. It was a whole bunch of action and getting right to it. But before we get into the midst of all of that, like I always say, if you like this type of content, don't forget to hit that like button, don't forget the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you know when we get more content here at Doncho's Hideout, all right? I don't want you guys to miss it. And if you want to support the channel, we do have our Ko-fi and our Patreon links down below in the link description. So without further ado, intro. To the chapter, you guys, it is clearly for sure smoke season here at Jujutsu Kaisen, all right? We start off with just seeing Yuji basically giving his total homage, you know, doing his claps, and obviously so he can lure out the curses. What makes it so cool is that it kind of looks like he's summoning them as well. It's almost like he's doing some type of clapping ritual to get them to come, but you know, he's really just making noise so that the curses hear him and like chase after him. And just seeing the designs of those curses, they're big as hell and they look pretty powerful. That's really letting us know that right now Shibuya, or not just Shibuya, but Tokyo in itself really is a land of demons, like Naoya said last chapter. I'm waiting to see some crazier curse techniques and some crazier domains and stuff like that. But getting on, we see that basically what's happening here is that Yuji does his little clapping thing, the curses come, and then Yuji's running and he basically leads them toward where Choso will be. Then Choso's there, he claps them with piercing blood. And then if there's some that appear or something like that extra, Yuji will take them out really quickly. Choso mentions that Yuji's gotten stronger, even from just his fight with him. He says he was already impressed when they fought each other, but now it seems that not only is he stronger physically, that his curse energy is now seen to be flowing easier, more awoken. And that makes sense. I mean, Yuji did 3 black flashes going against Mahito, and a total of 3 in the arc, I guess in that arc. So yeah, that seems to awaken up his curse energy even more, him being able to get more and more of those critical hits off. Knowing that we've seen Yuji do those type of things, that does mean he's getting stronger. So that's a good plus to know, right? Choso says some corny thing like calls him a demon god. I'm assuming that Choso kind of just don't really know slang and don't really know a cool way of labeling someone, because you know he's technically not from this era. But as I was saying, so you know, we get that little dialogue and then boom, Naoya pops up. Like I said, Akutami straight to the smoke. Naoya's about to get ready and he talking his shit. He like, well, Megumi not here? He moving kind of slow, which is interesting because that is kind of a good point for Naoya to make. If Naoya found them that fast, and like Naoya said, they're really standing out. They're not like trying to hide. So with this, so we get the information that one, Yuji didn't even know that he was up for execution at the moment. He didn't know that. He literally, out of his own free will and thought process and thinking, is like, okay, I can't go back to anyone. Now he knows he's up to be executed. Choso saying, we can go back to Jujutsu High if you want. That makes that high intensity go down, because at first I'm like, whoa, Choso's like, F it, let's just go back, even though Yuji's up for execution. Now we have the confirmation that neither one of them knew that he was up for execution. So then when Naoya makes that comment about him being up for execution that a Gojo's gone, Choso makes that face like, what? Like, y'all not finna kill Yuji. And then Yuji thinks to his head, okay, yeah, they're down to kill me, because he thinks about when Ino told him a lot of sorcerers owe Gojo their lives, basically. He gets to that conclusion like, okay, Gojo's gone now, so now they can just kind of do what they want. So killing me is on that do what they want list. I guess Yuji understands that and maybe doesn't have a grudge or anything against people, and he's kind of just like, okay, it is what it is. I did kind of kill people, I have to accept that. So that makes me wonder how he's going to react to Yuta telling him, oh yeah, I'm the executioner here to kill you. But continuing on, now he keeps throwing out this Megumi thing, and then Yuji's all like, what do you want with Fushiguro? And gets upset, like, and he's like, what do you want with him? So like, not even thinking about himself anymore, about him being executed, that probably is already in his head like, okay, that makes sense. What's this guy want Megumi? And I find that really awesome, because I think this is going to be the arc where we really see Megumi and Yuji's relationship like hit like this. I think we're going to see them become really close this arc. Maybe there'll be some bumps in the road before we get there, but I do think we're going to see Yuji and Megumi become a whole new other level of close. That really is going to touch me, because that's what I want. I want Yuji and Megumi to get like become like this. Like I want there to be this obvious bromance between them, like this. And I know the Todo and Yuji thing is cool, but I really want a genuine like Megumi and Yuji have this thing for each other. Like they love each other, you know, they're bros, they're best friends, and I want that to be a continuing thing with them, especially if we're going down Yuji being a little rogue arc, and then we got the Zenin trying to run after Megumi like, you're our clan head, and Megumi's kind of like, no. It'd be kind of cool if Megumi's like, no, I'm gonna just stick with Yuji and not capitalize on being the head to try to help Yuji. And maybe he can't, maybe there's some stipulations where he can't even really do much for Yuji. So instead of taking over as the clan head, he's like, I'll let that sit there. I'm gonna keep helping out Yuji. And then maybe Yuji will help him with Sumiki. And then you will have all these type of intertwining pieces and connections. But continuing to the chapter, like I was saying, Yuji isn't fucking with Naoya saying all of the extra shit. So Naoya's all like, it doesn't matter. I wanna kill him, but not before I make him write something. So that was my confirmation that, okay, Megumi definitely is the head of the Zenin clan right now. And so Naoya needs him to formally write a letter passing it down before killing him pretty much. Or a formal letter giving him some type of stipulation or power before finishing him off. And people make those jokes like, Naoya is willing to kill Megumi won't forge his signature. There's probably some special thing you have to do to pass it down. Now, Beeto's will probably just wasn't a will written out. There might have been some type of cursed energy pact he had to put on the will for it to be unlocked. Maybe Adatte had to sit and see him write the will. That way it was confirmation that this is not Beeto's will, and then he takes it and holds on to it until his death. And then now that he's dead, he finally reads it aloud. This seems like something that if you could just kill a clan head and forge their will, this probably would have been done a million times before in the Zenin clan. So Naoya says all of that, and then he goes and he squads up. And he basically gives Choso and Yuji some quick little hands. But I'm assuming that when he came in, he's not about power. He don't have very impactful hits. He's gonna be faster than you. So he's gonna catch you lacking and probably hit fatal blows. And I think that's kind of what was going on when he ran up on Yuji and Choso, was that he was moving faster than them, but he's probably hitting them realizing, okay, these are tough targets, they can take hits. So that's probably why, you know, he disappeared when they came for a counter, and he's like, okay, cool, I have to come at these dudes real quick like and take them down, you know? I don't think it's as easy for him to just run up, I'm faster than you and I have a lot of power. I think he's gonna be more so speed. And based on like looking at Junichi, Naoya, and Ogi, I think Ogi's more balanced and uses weaponry. Naoya's about speed and Junichi's about power. And so people were speculating that Naoya's ability could have been referenced by Naobito when he was fighting the Gon, when he was bringing up, you know, young people nowadays are so focused on 60 FPS this and 4K this, and 60 FPS is how many frames per second. So the higher your frames per second, it does come off the faster and more fluid that you're moving. So maybe Naoya's ability is he has this 60 FPS type of thing similar to Naobito's ability, which would be really cool because their names are similar, and you know, that'd be nice to play on that father-son type of deal. But after he does his quick little squad up, disappear real quick, goes to the other side of the little riverbank, and Choso and Yuji are like, no, it's probably a technique because he's fast, but that it don't feel like regular speed. And then Naoya's are like, should I speed up? You know, so that gives us those indications that he is a speed character. And then boom, right when he says that, the ominous feeling just rolls over all of them, and then boom, you got the man himself, Yuta, standing there looking like, you're not alone. It's hilarious because Yuta didn't ask, you're not alone? It's interesting, you're not alone. Not even on some just like, oh, he's not alone. Like, oh, okay, I have to deal with more people. It's like, oh, I have to deal with more people. Yuta came there like not giving a fuck. And even for Yuji to sit there and go, Gojo Sensei? And like, no, it's something even more ominous. And then he looks over and it's Yuta. It makes me feel like, okay, either Rika's back and Rika's ominous energy was leaning over him, or Yuta's just, his cursed energy now was gotten like that. Cause we don't know yet if Rika's back. We don't know if Rika is back on the same way Rika was in the prequel before she was gone. This could be a whole different type of thing because we ain't seen her manifest behind him yet. Maybe he has some type of new control stipulation where she don't just manifest no more like that. And in certain ways he does things to kill them, to kill the curses. And then Rika does something, you know, like how he stabbed it and said, Rika, don't go too crazy. And next thing you know, we seen the splatter on the back of the wall. And so I don't know if this is his natural cursed energy that's gotten like this, or if this is Rika behind him, or both. It could entirely be both. But what's cool is that we have him saying Gojo Sensei because it's such an overpowering feeling. And then we have Bren-kun saying to Gojo, he can't be the next Gojo Satoru. So now it's like, okay, is Yuta gonna come in and prove this wrong? And he is gonna be the next Gojo Satoru? I would love if he did that and does now everything Gojo does. And he's technically part of the Gojo family bloodline. So now if he becomes everything Gojo has become and decides to protect Yuji, and it was like, I really was gonna box you up, kid, see what you was about, see what your resolve is on. It'd be very heartwarming to get Choso there fighting Naoya. Naoya's distracting him or whatever. Or they had a little confrontation. Naoya's distracting, they have their confrontation, and then Yuta and Yuji are having their little box, and Naoya tells him, don't kill him because I'm trying to keep him for when Megumi comes. And then Yuta's thinking in his head, you want to fucking kill Megumi? That's technically my senior. You're not going to fucking kill my senior. But before he does anything, he's boxing with Yuji. And then maybe he sees in Yuji being so worried about Megumi, and then maybe he asks certain questions about Inumaki, and then he sees that Yuji feels bad about anything that may have happened to Inumaki, and that makes you to go, oh, okay, so this kid, he's not like controlled by Sukuna. There was a situation that happened, circumstances that maybe went down, and these things happen. That's kind of the mentality I'm going with, and I think that's what's going to cause Yuta to join his side. No memory manipulation. I think Yuta is going to go, okay, cool, I don't really trust these elders anyway. I want to see the type of person you are, because if you were really that dangerous, Gojo Sensei would have killed you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were that dangerous, Gojo Sensei would have killed you. Or maybe Megumi shows up, and then Megumi tells Yuta, I'm the one who said he should live. I take responsibility. And then maybe they have some type of respectful confrontation that leads Yuta to be like, okay, let me chill. I don't know. It could be any of these things, but the fact that Akutami is going straight to this battle royale is awesome. And I think Megumi being last is a key point. Like, I think Megumi being last is done on purpose, clearly done on purpose, but I think done on purpose in a way where, okay, now Megumi has this MVP shine moment, and he's going to be a crucial piece in all that is going on. Because he's really only intertwined in it now because of Naoya. But really, if he just came before this to help Yuji, it'd be one thing. But since now we have this Naoya confrontation, I think it's very clear that Akutami trying to make a bigger conflict here, a much bigger conflict. But that is all I have today for the Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 139 discussion, you guys. The chapters are getting crazy. I hope you guys love my insight. This chapter was just action and hypeness, and it wasn't too hype. So, you know, it wasn't like yelling, screaming, go. But it was still go, it was still greatness. So I'm looking forward to what 140 is going to do for us. Like I always say, if you like this content, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and come back to us. And if you want to support the channel, in the description below, there'll be our Coffee and our Patreon. But it is me, Doncho, your favorite average Jujutsu Kaisen YouTuber. Peace. Young noise.